So this was homework. Confused words and grammatical mistakes. So taller than I or taller than me. When making a comparison with then, do we end with a subject form or object form? Taller than I, he, she, or taller than me, him, her? The correct response is taller than I, she, or he. We are looking for the subject form. So he is taller than I am, or he is taller than she is. Except we leave out the verb in the second clause, am or is. So he is taller than I. So that's why this is always a confusing one, I think, because the verb is left off. So it's just something that, you know, to be aware of. If you want to know the full story, then I versus then me, that's a Merriam-Webster link. I guess you can go there. And Jagat, is there information about that there?
They have more information. They can look it out, you know.
Okay, so then the next one that's a little different is less versus fewer. So generally when you use fewer, it's when the number of things is counted, so fewer problems, whereas less is used when the number is measured, so less trouble or less time. However, this is not a strict rule, and there are accepted instances of less being used with countable amounts, such as 250 words or less, 3 items or less, and especially with money, less than $20, or distance, less than 3 miles. There's a commonly repeated rule about fewer and less. So fewer is used to refer to number among things that are counted, as in fewer choices and fewer problems. Less is used to refer to quantity or amount among things that are measured, as in less time and less effort. A count noun is something you can count. So books are count nouns. So generally when you're talking about countable things, use the word fewer. Mass nouns are things that you cannot count individually. Air is an example of a mass noun. When you're talking about measurable quantities that you cannot count, use the word less. So there's some examples here. So if you had less clutter, your desk would be cleaner. If he had fewer chores, but he also had less energy. We need less furniture in this dance hall. There is less water in the lake. We will have fewer fish for dinner. So note, furniture is an uncountable noun. So the house has no furniture, but we decided to rent it anyway. You wouldn't say the house has no furnitures. We commonly use a piece of furniture to refer to one or more items or to refer to different kinds of furniture. We need to buy a few more pieces of furniture for the bedroom, say a new cupboard or a bedside table. Most of the signs for grocery stores express lanes read 10 items or less. The signs should read 10 items or fewer. Sometimes it is not obvious if something is a mass noun or a count noun because some words can be used in different ways. For example, coffee can refer to either a mass of liquid or a cup of liquid. Example, please make less coffee next time. Please bring out fewer coffees next time. Usually, mass nouns like air cannot be made plural. You need to transform a mass noun into a count noun if a mass noun is used in the plural form. For example, please bring up 2 waters, 2 glasses, or cups of water. We do, however, definitely use less when referring to statistical or numerical measurements or expressions. It is less than 20 miles to New York. She is less than 6 feet tall. Your term paper should be 1,000 words or less. We spent less than $50 on our trip. The town spent less than 2% of its budget on snow removal. So that was kind of a lot of information in that small section. And I'm just wondering, Jagat, if we can do some maybe examples.
Yeah, sure. If I tell you a phrase, you say whether it's correct or whether it's correct or it's not correct, right? I have less books in my library. What's the lie? Is it correct or not?
So maybe, Jagat, we can say it's between, what are the 2 words? It's between less or fewer.
Less, fewer, right?
So
Fewer
it's
means items. Fewer means you can count. Less mean a quantity like water, air, things like that.
Yes.
If I say I have less books in my library, is that correct?
No.
Okay, it should be fewer books,
Fewer.
right? Yeah. If I say
so we can say fewer. When you use the word fewer, it's countable.
exactly,
It's
like
something
you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Blah blah blah. But remember, the furniture people get the wrong idea. Furniture is, you know, it's a different this thing. Let's say if I say we have fewer, right? I have pure water in my glass. Is it correct?
Yes.
Oh, there is pure water in the lake.
Sorry.
Can you count like if I say there is pure water in the lake? Is that correct? Or it should be, or whether it should be there is less water in the lake, which is correct?
Pure water.
Pure water? What's the
No,
I want?
No, so it's wrong because we can't count the water. It's an uncountable thing.
We can count in a lake. We can say 1 water, 2 water, 3 water, 4 water. You know what I mean? So
it is sometimes confusing though, because as Jagat pointed out, like there are sometimes even in situations here where it's not followed, right? So like 10 items or less, they say.
yes.
So
Look at
that's
one of the common thing is if I give you I say write it and they say it should be less than 250 words, right? That's fine, but it should be what fewer than 200 if you were to follow the rule, you know, strictly, right? But people don't say that. So remember, there are exceptions, right? Usually use less when you have a quantity like water, air, right? Then use the word FEWR if you can count things like books, pencils, pen, people, you know, women, men, things like that. Right?
so can you just go over furniture again? So
look at the
so
furniture.
could you say I have less furniture in the room?
Yeah, that look at here is the thing, right? Let's go to the furniture one, right? Less furniture, that's the correct one, right?
Okay.
Because you think of furniture as a one this thing. You're not looking at each piece, right?
But couldn't you say I have fewer pieces of furniture in the room?
You can say I have fewer chairs, fewer tables,
Because
right?
now you can actually count.
when you say furniture, it's not, you are referring to the entire thing, not items. That's the
Yeah.
difference. Okay? All right. So just, just remember, if you count, can I count it? Like, for example, right, this is correct. Let's say I'm at a restaurant, I'm sitting with 4 people, and the waitress comes. I said, hey, can you bring us 4 waters? Is that correct? Give us 4 waters. What do I mean by that?
4 glasses of water.
4 glasses of waters, right? I should not say, can you bring me 4 water, right? So you have to make it plural. If it is, first you have to take the mass noun, right? Convert into, like a count noun, right? Water, so that's a mass noun. We convert into a count noun, like now in a glass, we call it waters, right? That's the trick, right? So go and read a little bit. Your basic idea is less for quantities, fewer for things that you can count. Okay, all right. Let's move on.